guys, welcome to my channel Oratrix, and today I'm here with one application which has been requested by one of our subscriber. You know, let me show you that I've gone through the comments, whatever you are posting, and I try to respond on the basis of the comments. And a few months ago, in fact, 3 to 4 months ago, somebody have requested me to created small application. I remember this name, like, yes, this one, Rajesh Madhwan. Okay, and he suggested me to record some video tutorial on an implementation of an entire application in Oracle Apex. So here I am, coming to you for an application with an application. So let me just log in into my workspace so that I can show you what I have developed. I have prepared a simple application, and that's a library management system. But I will show you the each and every steps that you can use to create such application in Oracle Apex. But let me show you first that how it's working. So eventually, let's say for example, if I show you the login page, so there is a simply a login page, and in this video I will just show you briefly how we can create such application. Okay, then in the upcoming videos we will see this application steps one by one. Okay, how each and every page has been created likewise. So if you log in into this application, so at the top of this page, there is a uh, nice and smooth text library management system, and then there's some CS and HTML which defines the total number of students who are there. It's displaying the dynamically that, let's say for example, currently the students are 3, and if I click here and go to the new students, it's let's say for example, let me write Harish as a male. Let me define the DOB of it. Course maybe BCA, then contact number maybe this, and select department and add student. If I add that student, it will display, it will show into the screen, but here you will get addition into that. So whatever the content you can see over here, that's purely a dynamic content, and every information is updated on the basis of the data which you are entering into your database, right? So second, 3 faculties I have entered. There are 664 books which has been there in the current library, out of which 7 book is currently issued. Total book that you have returned, you got returned is 23, and fine that has been collected is 110. Total borrower are 8, so ultimately you can make the total of the students and faculty, so the total borrower are 8. And if you see that the total books used, that is 28, so this much books has been already read by these students and faculties, and that is already been returned. Okay, fine. So if we move further, I have created an admin report, a simple admin report where user can create admin. Then I have added a books report which provides you with the create books edition. These two are simple. From here we have I have customized it. Okay, so whatever the content you can see, that is customized. So add faculty is there, just a brief book issue. So what I've done is, as far as book issue is concerned, you can search the books by its author, by publisher, or by title, and you will see the number of books. If I select this Ivalagurusami, then book's name is this, to whom you want to assign this book. So it may be a student, then you have to select the student name, right, and you can assign that book. So book has been currently assigned to the students. Okay, you can see it here, right, and this books has been assigned to the student. And now you can go to the home and checks. See, now the current issue book is 8 and used is 9, right? So if you go to submit button or submit book, So ultimately this will happen when students or faculty is coming with the book to return it. Student, so currently you can see the 161 Harish is there, so just click on submit. If any fine is due now, so that will be displayed. Okay, if the user is providing is liable to be pay something, then and now you won't see that name again over here. Okay, so this is a basic architecture of an application. Now what I'm going to do in this one, like we are going to create and this entire application I will show you each and every step with every coding whatever it is, with each and every coding, so that you can develop application like this, a so small and simple application like this, right? So let's start with the database development. First of all, you required data. Okay, so let me take you to the SQL workshop, and in this lecture I will show you only the database part, the table I have created. So I have used the prefix LMS for this. So let's start with the first one, that is LMS admin. So as you can see the structure, I have taken admin ID, name, designation, gender, and contact number. Also I have kept only the required fields. You can add as many as you can, it doesn't make any difference actually. So second one is LMS book details. So this contains somewhat information like book ID is there, book title is there, edition, author, then publication, the book copies, its cost, publication year, and this book underscore number of copies actual. So when you buy a particular book, then this field will show the actual copies. Okay, and this current copies will show you the available copies in this library. It might be possible that somebody have taken some book. Let's say for example here I have shown you that if you go to the books report, then there is a current this field number of copies current. Let's say for example if we take an example of this Balaguru Sami, that 96 books is currently exist. Okay, so if I issue that particular book to anyone, okay, it might be anyone. So as I assign one book to the faculty, and if I go there, so now it's showing me the 95. Okay, so each time the book is issued to the students or faculty, the one will be deducted from here, and whenever that book is coming back to the library, so that will be added into this list, right? So that's why I have placed this two. Then you can put book resources and book remarks. Okay, so this is our book detail table. Next one is book issue. So whenever this will be used whenever you are you know issue a particular book. So first is book issue ID, then we have a book ID. Then this book ID is required when that which book you have given to the students or faculty. Then this borrower ID, let me take you to this book ID. It is available in the book details. Okay, so this, so I'm taking this reference here so that I can access everything inside this book issue. Then then there is a borrower ID. So as far as borrower ID is concerned, I have created one table called as LMS borrower, which contain the borrower ID, entity owner FK, and entity type. Okay, what does it mean? Entity owner FK means K. Let's say for example there is an admin. Okay, so admin primary key will be here, and then entity type whether it's a student or faculty. So depending on that you can define the charges. Let's say for example if the faculty is given some more time to keep the book for an academic session, then you can select this entity type. Okay, okay, book issue. The borrowed ID issued by, this will be the person who is issuing the book. Then borrowed from date, to date, borrower type whether it's a student or some, and book artist status, that is return status. This will initially be 1. Okay, you can set as per your requirement. I have set it to 1 if the book is with this student or faculty. If it is not written, as soon as the book gets returned, the data or the value, see this here. So this book is currently not written by the student. Okay, and other field which are set to 0 is already been written by the borrower. Okay, so that's why I have placed this book return status. Now book return, I have defined book return ID, then book ID. We required a borrower ID, book issue ID. From here its return date and the fine if it is there. Okay, then we have already seen this borrower. Entity type, we have entity primary key. Entity type would be admin, a faculty or student. I have not added any faculty or student. I have not given any login credential to them, but if you want to give them, then you can. You required some login table like a login primary key, entity owner fk, your entity fk, your username, password, email, hint question and hint answer. Okay, shelf detail, I have not placed any particular GUI for this, but you can keep this also. So which book is currently in which shelf, shelf ID, then book ID and floor and rack. So this book is at this floor and at this rack, right? The staff detail, there is a staff ID, its name, designation, gender, department and contact, and same for the students. Okay, so this is the database which I have defined to in this application. So in the next video we will be starting with the first page, like, okay, this admin report. So we will see that how this admin report has been created, then how to add this one, how to keep this navigation bar as a top and etc. Okay, and we will see how this first page, this one can be customized, and how to put such values here. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and in next video we will start with the ad admin report, and with the further tabs which I have defined in this application, so that you can, if you want to implement your application, then you can. Okay, so hope you like this video. Make comments if anything is there which I can help you. Okay, thank you so much. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Oratrix, and this is the second video for the series of application development in Oracle Apex. So in the first video I have shown you this application, that is library management system, and how to implement such system. So in the last video we have discussed the how to create a database, and I have also shown you the detailed rows and columns which is required to create a database. So I hope you have gone through it, and today I'll be showing you the we will be starting with the first how to create it. So first thing that we require this top level menu. So how to do that? So just click on create application. This let me define that library management system full name. Okay, and here you need to click on this top menu. So at that point of time I have decided to go with this, and it will be a red one. Okay, you can also define your application icon if you want to change, then there are a number of options available, so that you can choose one which suits you. Let's say for example we set and save changes, and we create an application. Okay, now some absolutely fantastic GUI has been prepared now. Okay, so it shows the library management system title and home is coming as here. Now we have to create one admin report. Okay, so as far as first, second and third, this admin report, books report, and I think yes, this two is by default. I have not go for the manual coding of it, so it will be created it very fast. So let me take you with the report, and I required and let me go for a form. Yes, I require a form with a table and report with form, and the page name would be, report page name would be admin report, might be, it's already there. And the form name look let's set to create, or let maybe add admin. Okay, so if you select the breadcrumb, okay, so don't select this home page entry. If you select this home page, it will comes under that. Okay, let's say for example, if we go this, that under this home it will come. If you want it here, then just keep it as it is. Okay, now we required a navigation menu entry, but parents is not a home. Okay, so now here it's asking us to create select the table name. So I'll be selecting that LMS. I think admin was there, this one. So it's asking you to select the column to be displayed in the report. I don't want this column to be displayed in the report, right? So I've just eliminated that. And next, I want everything to be displayed in the form, but not this one. And I select the primary key, so it will be taken care of automatically. Just create it. So first and second page will be created very fastly. Let's say for example this one. Okay, it's already shown you. So everything is same. Okay, nothing special in it. And now the next thing, we require to have a book report, which is already an inbuilt. So go to this application, go to your home page, then you would be clicking on this again, form, then report with form, and this time this report page would be books report. Okay, and this would be add book. Next, and here uh, we we do not select anything in the page group, but we require a breadcrumb, but we are not going to add a parent key. Okay, books report will be there. So next, here we required a navigation entry, but no parent key. Now here you need to define the table name, so currently we are working on the book report. So we select this LMS book detail. So I don't want this book ID, so I'll be clicking next. So here, and you need to select the primary key over here. So just select the ID, create. So we have created the second page and it's created. Let me run it. So now it's looking perfect as our application. Okay, now we will continue with the add student. Okay, but as far as the add student is concerned, uh, this is not an automatic thing which we are using, and I have customized it. This is a customized thing. So from onwards I'll be showing you in this application. So we will go to these as I shown you that you just need to create a blank page like this. Let's say for example this application, this, then just go to this create page and just give it a blank page. The name of the page would be add student. Okay, so we will not add this page into anyone else page with any breadcrumb or page group. I'll be keeping as it is isolated. uh, After this created that, now let me show you that you need to go to this page and create some new regions. Okay, so I have created a new regions, and let me just go back to this and add student. So I have defined one new region called the add student. Okay, just right click on here and create region. It will be created, this one. Now you need to add some items, so you can do this by here create page item. So first I have created this student name. So see what we are doing currently. So we are working as per the our content in the database. Okay, student details. If I go this, then I required a student ID. Let me just, so a student name is there, gender is there, then DOB, Okay, now let's understand what we have done. So student name, gender, name, DOB, and we have just added this fields, which is there in the database. So after that I have added one button and named it as add students. So after adding each and everything over here, you just need to create one process, okay, because we are going to add this kind of this all the things in a table. Now let me show you that why we need to create this form manually, because this application as far as this form is concerned, this form will add the data into two different what we can say that different tables. Okay, so first table would be considered as our LMS student detail, and the second is considered as a LMS borrower. So we need to enter the data into two different tables at the same time. So that's why I've created this process. This just click on this button, you will be get this. So add student. Here you need to select the type PLSQL code and just location local database and this one. See what I've done. I've defined one student ID, kept as a number, begin. So I'm selecting the student ID is equal to LMS student details seq.nextwell. Whenever we are creating a table, we are generating a sequence of it for primary key, right? So you can get the nextwell, you can get the primary key value by using this. So LMS student underscore details dot seq dot nextwell. So whatever the next value is there will be assigned to this student ID. Now I'm inserting data to insert into LMS student details and all the columns, and you just need to provide, let me show you that how you can parallelly do the things. Open this one and just likewise this one. So in the student ID I'll be providing this student ID which I have stored here. In the student name you can select P70 P7 underscore student name, this one, then gender, DOB, and everything is fine. Next table which is used is insert into LMS borrower. So first one is borrower ID, second one is entity owner FK, and third one is entity type. So whenever we are creating a student from here, we will be providing this borrower sequence.nextwell and student ID, which is created just in this case, and you need to write type student whenever you are creating a student. So entity type, whenever you add a student, so in that LMS borrower entity type would be inserted as a student but not as a faculty, and we are going to use the same thing while we are creating a parent page. Okay, so we have done with this and click OK. So now whenever you run this page and if you enter a database over here, it will be added automatically into your borrower ID. See this borrower ID or borrower ID. Let's say for example if you go to student, in the first lecture we have added this, in the first video we have added this student and its student ID is 81, and if I want to cross verify it, then borrower and 81 would be here, right? So that's a student, right? Now let us go for the add faculty, then we will stop today. Okay, okay, one thing is left, we need to create this page also. We need to add this. So just go to this page, you need to create one more page. Let me go to this library management system application which we have in this one. Just click on create page, it will be a blank page, just kept it a blank, and let me call it as a what we are creating, we are creating a add student report. Okay, so add student, and now this time we will use a breadcrumb. No parent entry will be provided. We'll click on next. We will have a navigation menu entry this time. Click next and finish. Now if you run this application which we are running which we are developing parallelly, you can see this, now we have an add page and a blank on this page. So now what you need to have one report. So create a region and we require to call it as a student report maybe. So you can select either interactive grid or interactive report. Let me choose an interactive report, and we will be choosing table from the content, and it will be LMS underscore student details. Okay, and everything goes fine now. So let me just save it and run it. See, now what we want to do, that as far as our application is concerned, this application, so I have added one button onto the top of the region, and whenever a user is click on that button, it is migrated to a page which we have created. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. Just click on the create page button, create button, and it's add student, add underscore student, and it's on the top of the region. Okay, so let me save and run it now. Okay, now it's been created. Now go to the page, and now what I want a branch after executing, or after uh, if somebody is clicking on this button, so it should be migrated to our page which we have created. Let's say for example that page number was this one, add student. I think it's 6 number, right? Just let me see the page number, add book, add student. I think this one was there. Okay, fine. So what we want, so we want to migrate to a new page. Okay, so you just need to go to this page. So as soon as you click on this button, you will be migrated. Like, you just click on this branch, specify as go to create student, page URL and page 7. Okay, so if I click on add student, we are migrating to the page number 7, right? So this is the page which we have created first. So while you are creating the page like this, don't add into the navigation menu entry, and after that as soon as you create a report, just navigate like this one. Okay, so we stop here, and in upcoming videos we will be discussing about the add faculty book issue and submit book. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Aura Tricks, and today I'm here with the third video of the video series which I have started a few days ago, in which I'm explaining the development of an application, that is library management system in Oracle Apex, and we see each and every part of that thing so that you can implement the application. Let me log into the workspace and let me open it. So this was the application which we trying to learn how to implement this application. So we have completed the admin part, book report, add students. So up till here we have already done, and from this part, that is add faculty, we need to continue. Okay, so now let us start from here. So as I click here, I can see this report. Okay, so now you need to go to the page and needs to add one report onto this. So let's say for example you have a blank page on this, and let me name one let me create one region. So this is the region which I have created. Okay, just right click here and you can create the region. So I have created this faculty report. Select an interactive report from here, so local database, table or view. Okay, and everything goes fine. You don't need to do anything here. Just one thing that I have added is, here I have added one button. After clicking on that button, you will be redirected to add new employee or faculty, which is a manually page. Okay, so for that I have created one button called as a add faculty, and on the click event of that, see what I want to do. whenever I click here, I need to go to this page. Okay, add faculty. So go to this edit page, create a button. So we have created, then click here, branch. Okay, click here, a branch. So this will be created. So named it whatever you want to give it. Then go down and just select this one. So behavior is type, page or URL redirect. We want to redirect to 8 number page. Okay. So which I have already defined or created. So as soon as I click on this, so currently I am on the page number 8. Okay. So let me show you the faculty page. Let me just click on this one, edit page. So it's a manually page. Okay, so we will be adding each and everything manually. So I have created one region called the add faculty, in which I have defined this a staff name, then designation. Obviously it's a text field. Then we have a gender, that I have selected a radio group, in which I have defined two values, that is male for male. Okay, display name will be male, return value is male. So this will be stored, whatever you want to store in the database, you have to select this option. Okay, and as far as the display value is concerned, this value will be displayed onto the form, right? So those students who have just started development, just note down the this difference. So display value is the one which is displayed on the form, and this value will goes to the database whenever you use this particular field. Next is department. So I have selected the select list. In select list, see what I've done. In select list, I have defined one list. Okay, this one, and that is defined in the shared component. So I don't know you aware about this or not, but let me show you that how to create it. For this, that let's say for example, why I've done this. So it, instead of this, you can give let's say for example static values. Okay, so in which we can do like this. But I would suggest you you can use this only when you have only one or two values. Okay, when you have a larger set of values, it's recommended that you use this shared component. Okay, one of the fantastic facilities are there. So LMS department, let me show you. Just go to here, then you need to select list of values. Here I have already created this, but you can go here, create. Either you can go for from scratch or as a copy of the list item. Just click on next. Here you need to give this a name, as I've done that LMS underscore department. Okay, so either you can generate it dynamically. What does it mean of dynamically? That you can select it from the table. Okay, it might be possible that these columns or values have already stored in your database, so that you can retrieve from here, there, or you can select from the static also. So as far as the LMS department is concerned, I have defined a static values. So if somebody is selecting computer science, it will return computer science. Okay, maths, and so on, so on. Now let me go to the page number 8 again. And as we have discussed this department, okay, so I have said that LMS department, right? Okay, so let's continue now. I've added another field. So let me just tell you, if you have some problem, just right click here and create page item or create button. So it will be added on. Okay, so text field, I have defined this one, and I have added one button called the add. Okay, so now our designing part has been done. Now whenever I click on the page like this one, add, whenever I click on this add button, all this information should be stored in the table. But I have done this manually because I need to enter into two different tables, as we have done with the students. Okay, so now first of all, you need to go to the processes, click here, it will create a new process here. Okay, then provide a name of the database. It can be, might be let's say for example, create a faculty or something like add faculty, it might be looks good. Okay, so need to select PLSQL code, and let me show you the code over here so that you can understand it. Declare staff ID is equals to number, begin staff ID is equals to LMS underscore staff detail dot next value. So I'm storing as we have done in the last video number 2. So if anybody have not done this, if somebody is directly coming on this video, so I recommend you to go to the second part of this video series so that you can understand how this happening. Okay, live. So I have stored the staff next sequence value into the staff ID, and now I'm inserting into the LMS staff detail. So these are the column values, and I have provided these are the field which we have used. If you want to see, it can be like this. Okay, now I want to add into borrower also. Okay, simultaneously whenever a staff or student is entered or student is stored into the database, we are going to add him or her into the borrower also. So there is a borrower ID which is the next value. Entity owner FK, there is a staff ID which has been created just now, and entity type, there is a faculty. So whenever we add someone, so that will be a faculty, and after that we are making sure that all the fields are blank. Okay, so let me run the form. So it looks like this. So if we have a demo faculty, then designation would be, let's say for example, manager. It's a female, department is physics, contact number maybe something, and let me add it. Okay, so now as you notice that whenever I click on that and add, so after that I migrated to this page. Okay, this is 12 number page. So let me show you how that happens. You need to go to this branch here. Okay, click here, you will get this item. Just name this one as this. Okay, and redirect it to page 12. Okay, getting or not? Okay, fine, chalo. So now as we have done with this page, so let me run it again so that you can understand this one, right? Okay, fine. Okay guys, so we stop here, and in the upcoming video I'll be explaining the second and third, or second last and last concept, that is book issue and submit button. And then we will see how the home page has been done, or homepage has been developed in this application. So thank you so much for watching this video, and keep subscribe this channel so that you can get updates on the channel. Thank you so much. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Oratrix, and this is the fourth video of the video series which we have started, in which I'm explaining the development steps of an application, so that the students or someone who is just started developing an application in Apex can get some help out of this. So let me logging into my workspace. So we were at some position, we have completed this admin report, book report, add student, add faculty up till here. And let me show you that today we will see this book issue, how this page has been developed. So let me show you how this is functioning first of all. So if you noticed, then if I click on this by author, then the search by author list is available, or it's been enabled. Okay, and now when I click on by publisher, so then the other list is displayed and the first one is hidden. And if I click on the by title, then all the book title has been displayed, but the other two are hidden. Okay, so this is the first thing that we need to understand here. So depending on this, so let's say for example if somebody is selecting this programming in C, so that book will be displayed over here. Okay, only the book which has been selected. Okay, by this, either it can be by author or it can be by publisher or it can be by title. Okay, that will be displayed. Let's say for example, if I select by author, the author is Ibala Gurusamy, then programming C is there. If I select some another, then I've used this just demo data. So author one, then book one is there. So now, so this is populated on the basis of this. So this will be this, we will see how it can be done further. You can assign the book to a faculty or a student. So as soon as I click on either faculty or student, the corresponding list is displayed or populated. So if I select the students, then all the students are displayed, and if I select the faculty, then all the faculties are displayed, right? So then next is this field, borrowed date is shown as current date. Okay, is this date, today is the 12. So return date, it's showing the return date after almost 10 days, right? So we need to say this how it can be done. And next is the last create button, and then we put one primary report for, and this is for the faculty and this one for the students, right? So let me show you how it can be done. So there are a number of things, okay, a number of calculations were there. So we will learn it one by one. So I have created this region by clicking on this create region, and its book issue region has been created. Now after that, this is the first element that I have added by right clicking on it and create page item. So this is the first option that I've been provided. So the name of that is the SP6 underscore search, and I have selected this radio group. Okay, and I've given the label as search book by. So that is this one, search book by. Okay, in which I need to provide this three options. So let me go down and show you that how those values are coming. So it's static values that I have mentioned. See if these values we required, because uh, I'm displaying by author, and it will return only author. If you somebody selecting publisher, then it will return publisher, and if it is displayed by value by title, then title will be displayed. Okay, so now this has been done. After that, I have defined three select list, as you can see over here. If you select this author list will be there. If you select publish, then publishers list will be there. And if you select this one, then this list will be there. Okay. So now I have defined three lists. That is, first one is author, and in which we are passing a SQL query. So we need to grab the data for those author whose book has been selected here, okay, by author. So I'm just selecting the author names, okay, but let me show you how it can be done. Go to this page and let me show you the query. There is select lms book underscore detail dot book author as display value, and book detail the book author as return value. So I'm returning the author name itself from the LMS book detail. Okay, so the display value and return value are same. So the same thing, publisher, again you need to add this item publisher. Select this over here. Go to the bottom. Need You need to define your query. So again, book publisher as display value, book publisher as return value, and table name. And this we have done this. And then third item, there is a book title. Select list, and you need to create this query, named it as a select lms book detail book title as display value and book title as return value from the book table, and okay. So now one more thing, you need to select this one, display extra value should be disabled, because we don't want any the extra value to be displayed. Second means I want to display a null value, and the null value will be this one. See, whenever I click on any of this option, I can see this one kind of message is there also, and by default, or we can say that null value is there. So if somebody is clicking on this, he or she can understand that he is gonna selecting an author, or here he or she is selecting a book, right? So depends. You can mention message over here. Now let us understand. So if I click on by author, this is by author, search by author list is been displayed. If I click on by publisher, then the by author and title has been hidden, and this has been done. So now let me show you how it can be done. You need to go to this page, sorry, on this item. See, I want to execute the things on the basis of this item. Okay, so that is search by book. So there's this one, search by book means this search, and just right click on it and create a dynamic action. Okay, so let me create you for you dynamic action. See, it will be like this. Okay, now after that, let me delete it now, this one, and go to here. So after you see that, here you need to go to give the name, hide or show author. So I'm going to hide or show the author, uh, depending on the item which has been selected. So what event I want? So whenever a search is changed, then if that item value, that items means this item is equals to value search is author. Okay, what does it mean? If somebody here, this is author, means why we are specifying this author? Because whenever we created this item in which we have defined a radio group, in which I have mentioned that if somebody is displaying an by author name, it will return an author. So whatever you write over here, that should be here. Okay, at this place. So if this item value is equals to author, then what if it is true? What you want to do? I want to show something. Okay, there are number of options or number of actions that you can choose from, but I want to show. What do you want to show? I want to show an item. Okay, which item I want to show? P6 underscore author. So this one, this one. Okay, so this will be displayed. Getting or not? So now second thing that you can do is, after completion of this, just right click on it and just let me, okay, create an opposite action. Okay, so as soon as you create an opposite action, it will be created an hide option. Okay, so same thing we are going to do with the hide and show publisher. So again you need to click on this, right click, create dynamic action, it will create this one. Okay, so named it as a hide show publisher. When you want to execute this on the change event item, this item whenever it's changed, and if the item value of this search is publisher, then I want to show the item publisher, right? So again we are going to right click on this and create an opposite action. So that will create a hide option for this. Okay, and now we will be displaying or creating a third one. So right click it on this one again, create a dynamic action again, go to here, named it as a hide show title event. When you want to execute a change event, item is equals to this and value is equals to title. Then what you want to show? I want to show the book title, right? And right click on it and create an opposite action. So this has been done. So up till here, what we have understand this, up till title. So whenever somebody clicking on this, so corresponding list will be populated and others are automatically hidden from you. Okay, let's move further now. So now on the basis of this, See, if I selected the author, and if I select the author one, it will return me the name of the author. Then I want to select the book name. Okay, so only the book one is displaying as it's on the basis of this author. Okay, so let me show you how it can be done. So you need to create one more item. So go to item and add one page item. It will be added in the bottom. So now the book name. So this is as a select list. Okay, but I want to execute an query. Okay, so query would be select book title as display value, and this will return a book ID, because this book ID we will require in the further processing. So from book detail book author where the book author is equals to author. Okay, so this one. Okay, or book publisher is equals to this publisher which you have been selected, or the book title will be as book title. Okay, so now it will be display only the selected items. If you selected this one, it will display only that one. Okay, book 1, book 2. Now I want to assign this to either faculty or the students. So user type, we can create radio button. Okay, and we just we need to specify the two values. So one would be user type, one would be there is a user, this one. Faculty, it will return faculty, and if it is student, then it will return a student. Okay, so next would be borrower faculty. So now let us understand. So if I select faculty, then the borrower faculty name, this list is displayed, and if I select student, then the student list is displayed. So how it can be done, then I have added this first borrower faculty. I have provided a select list, and there is, I think, a query in which I have passed. Let me show you, like very close, enter. Okay, fine. So I'm selecting the staff name as display value and its borrower ID as return value from the book borrower LMS staff detail, where entity owner FK is equals to staff ID and entity type is equals to user type. So if the user have been as a faculty, then that detail will be displayed. Okay, I don't want to save anything. Okay, then I've selected the student. So again there is a list of values, but here query would be on student name, then borrower ID value, LMB, students details. So entity owner FK is equals to student ID instead of faculty, and entity type is equals to user type. Right. So now how that can be done, that if I select on faculty, then faculty is displayed. So same way, the way we have done with the search box, just go to the user type, right click on it and create a dynamic action like this. It will be created this one, it will create this one, then expand it. Okay, then show and hide or everything. I want to change an item user type. If the item is equals to value, that is the item, the user type is equals to faculty, then I want to show the borrower faculty. Okay, and I'll be creating an opposite action by creating opposite action like this. So same way for this, I want to show and hide the students thing. So show and hide student. When I want to execute it, on the change event of item this, when item is equals to value, when this item has a student value in it, then I want to show this particular item. Okay, and also I have created a opposite action. So this has been done now, right? Up till here we have done. So borrow date, I have defined a date picker, and in which I have defined a static value in the PLSQL expression. You need to go to this default PLSQL expression and to care sysdate. I just want to define a sysdate, so I've defined that. And now in the next field, I want to define the date plus 20, or sorry 10. So I've defined another item. There is a date picker. and that displays a return date, and I have defined as to care sysdate plus 10. So just select this SQL expression. Okay, there are a number of things for there. So just type to care bracket sysdate plus 10. So it will be created a sysdate plus 10, and just create one button. So I've created one button over here. Okay, so in the click event I'll be creating a PLSQL block in which I have defined two blocks. Okay, one for the student and one for the faculty. See, user ID I've defined. If the user type is equals to faculty, then I want to execute user ID is equals to borrower faculty, because just let me show this one so that you can understand it easily. Okay, fine. Let us understand the code now. Okay, see, if the user is equals to faculty, then p6 underscore borrower faculty, this will be an user ID, because we are returning the user ID. So we are inserting into book issue, then book issue ID and book ID and everything we have here. Okay, book date, faculty date, and faculty and one. Now I'm updating the LMS book detail and setting the book current copies is equals to current copies minus one. See, whenever I click on if I assign any book, let's say for example, if you see at this position report, okay, book report. So if we consider this E Balaguru Sami, then currently we have a 95 books in the stock. So if I issue that particular book, this one, to any whether either to the faculty or to the let's say for example student. So if I create it, remember we have 95 books, right? So if I go to this, but this time let me load it again, whether it's created or not, let me check it. Okay, by mistake I have selected that programming C was not selected, so let me select this one. This time I have created. So the programming book, this programming C book is assigned to me, and now I go to the book report and see, and now there is a time 94 book. So each time one book is been allocated to whether the students or the faculty, then it should be deducted. It should be deducted from this book number of copies current. Okay, so that you can maintain the stock also. So that's why in the this one we have defined this update. So now if the user is student, then we will insert as it is, but based on the data, okay, of the student. And again, same thing here. So right now we have completed this part, and okay, we stop here. And in the upcoming videos, we will be see this two reports, how you can add this two reports into this one. Okay, and do some calculations on the basis of that also. Okay, thank you so much for watching these videos. And if somebody wants to have this code, if somebody don't want to, okay, type everything by watching the screen, just comments in this video, and just drop your email ID, and I'll be sending you each and every code which I've used in this application. Okay, so thank you so much, and uh, please share this video so that other can take benefit of this. Thank you so much. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Oratrix, and today we will be continuing this application development, this series video. Let me log into my workspace, and in this video we will be continuing with the two reports which is left in our last video. uh, so let me show you that where we are. Okay, we have discussed this thing, and I think this two reports were not included in last video, so we are going to continue with it. So now let us understand how to add these two reports, and let me tell you why I have created these two videos, because two reports. The first major reason is we have two different users, so I don't want to club them together. So ultimately, because of that, I have to select this two different things. Okay, so this above report is for faculty, and this one is for the students. So let's see how the code is working. So we are in the uh, code block. So you need to add one region. So just click on this region, so it will be added automatically. Okay, and from here you can select an interactive report. Okay, and now we are going to select the data which we want to display. So this is the query for that. So I have selected the we have selected the ID, then we have selected the title from book detail, where we combining with the book ID of both the tables. Okay, and that is to be considered as a book title. And then we have selected the staff name, or and this is specifically for faculty, so we are going to select only faculties uh, to whom we have allocated some books and issued by and borrow date and to date from this. And we have type is equals to faculty, and book return status is equals to 1. So that's why we have set this status. So whenever the any book is allocated to anyone, whether it is student or faculty, we are setting the status is equals to 1. Okay, and whenever that book is returns to the library, then we are changing the status to 0. Okay, I hope it's clear to everyone now. So let me show you the full code if it is not visible in the screen. As I mentioned in the last video also, that if somebody don't want to type everything up by just watching the screen, just text me or just drop your email ID in the comment section, so that I'll definitely mail you this entire code so that you can easily develop this application, right? So we've selected the faculty, just click on OK and everything goes fine. No need to do anything else. So this is the query for staff and the same query for the student. Just the difference is, instead of the faculty, we are going to set here students, right? So now let us understand that how these two things are shown up. So I have calculated one column values, and on the basis of that it shows me the red marks on the students or faculty whose book is due. Okay, so whenever a book is due, whether for student or faculty, he or she may be fined some values, some amount. He or she needs to pay something, right? So you can define this. It might be possible that it's per day you are charging 10 rupees or 20 rupees or whatever it is, right? So how to do that? You need to calculate one new column. Okay, it might be possible that you just show that whether you want to show that column or not. Okay, but as far as its due is concerned, okay, how to calculate that? So I have defined one new column over here. uh, for new user, you can do like compute. Okay, if you do that, this screen will appear. Then define a new column name which you wants to define. Then we have used truncate, then the value f, that is the borrowed to date. So this book is been allocated to the students of faculty to till this date. Okay, borrowed to date, and we are subtracting the sys date from it, today's date. So we will find the difference between these two, okay, in that column, right? So same way here we have done, and in which we have also defined that if highlight, okay, if that column is less than or equal to 0, then we will display as a red marks, right? This one, book due, then we are setting the text color as red whenever you have a due less than equal to 0. So whenever you have a minus amount here, it will be displayed as a late submission of a book, right? So same thing we have done in the faculty report also. So it shows me that this book is currently due. Okay, so this part has been completed now. So here from the librarian point of view, he or she can see that which book is pending or is a due book, so that he or she may notice or inform the concern. Now next thing is submit book. Okay, here what I have done is I have defined only two fields currently. So first one is faculty. If you are specifying this faculty, then it will display all the faculties to whom you have allocated a book. Let's say for example this one. Okay, and if you submit it, then this book will be returned. Okay, and specifically it will be added into the book report. Let me click on the submit button. Okay, the book submitted successfully. So let's say for example, let us see what happens in the book report. You can check that number of current copies are 98, 13, 100, 94, 50. So we see the difference only. Okay, let's say for example there are 50, 50. So we have not allocated any book. Here we also not allocated any book. Here also, but we have allocated books like from here 98, 13 and 94. Okay, if you submit the book, okay, then you may check this one. Okay, now it's 98 and here it was 94, now it's 95, right? So whenever a book is returned to the library, it will be added into this stock. Okay, so let's see how it's working. If you select the students, then all the students will be displayed with the ID itself, so that the concerned person can go into this report and see that, let's say for example somebody is coming and saying that I want to return this book, then you may select, see, let's say for example this one. Okay, somebody's coming with this name and with this book, so that is programming in C. So let's say for example currently the programming in C have total number of current copies is 95, right? And if we go here, we just need to remember this one, this code 183, submit the book. We are going to faculty, that is 183, and if we click on submit button, it will be added into this report, which shows currently the 95. Okay, let me submit it. It is submitted, and now if I refresh it, I'll see 96 number of copies. So whenever a book is returned, it will be added into these numbers. And if you select the students, so students list will be displayed, and also due for fine student and for faculty itself. So let's check with the code how it's done. So first of all, you required one, as we know that section or region. So we have created one region from here, and I've named it as a book submission. It will be static. Then I've created one return form, and that would be a radio button, in which I have specifying two static values. That is faculty, it will return a faculty, and if it's student, then it will return a students, right? So now next is issue ID, book issue ID for faculty. So whenever is somebody is selecting this, so populated value populated here on the basis of a query. So let's see how the data is coming. It shows the ID, then some dashes are there, and the name of the particular person. Okay, so let's see. I've selected the book issue ID, then I've added this dash, then I'm selecting the staff name from staff detail, where staff ID is equals to entity owner FK from borrower, where borrower ID is equals to this borrower ID as display value, and book issue ID as return value. So what does it mean? That whenever you are displaying the things like here, whenever you select this particular employee, or let's say for example if you select some student like Joy, then it will return this 130 ID rather than a name, right? So we are going to use that also, where this is equals to a book return from. Okay, so your book return from will also return the book type, borrower type, whether it's faculty or okay student, and book return status is equals to, or we are checking that book is not currently returned, and borrower type is equals to faculty. So this will be displays the faculty code, faculty list, and this one will display all the students who have been allocated one book and who have not returned that book. Okay, so same code, and but just the difference is instead of faculty we have been selected a students over here, right? So next is we have created a submit button. But now, as we know that on the basis of this faculty and student, our book ID book ID is populated. So if you select faculty, then the faculty list is been displayed and students is hidden. So let me show you how to do that. So we have hide and show faculty. Then first thing is that just right click on this and create a dynamic action. This one. Okay, as soon as you do this, you just provide a name here. We will select event is change whenever there is a change in that item. Which item? This item. So what will be the value? Item is equals to value, then this item. If this item has a value faculty, then I want to show the issue ID, book issue ID faculty. Then I want to show book issue ID faculty. Okay, this one. And I have created an opposite action. So just right click on here and create opposite action. So this will be created automatically. Same way, hide and show for student. So we have done the same thing for the students also. Then we have added due find faculty. It means that if the student or faculty have not submitted book on time, then he or she may needs to pay something. Okay, that is a fine. So how to calculate that fine? I have provided one simple calculation. So let me show you. That's a calculation. Just a minute. Okay, so it's been allocated in the this one processing. So both of these values will be populated after the calculation in the processing part. So after creating this form, just go to this processes, click on this button. It will be added this one. Name it as a submit book, and let me show you the code now. I have defined one book ID, one borrower ID, third one is a fine, and book issue ID, right? So now I'm checking that. Let me just add this one and show this one. Okay, fine. Just a minute. Let me unhide this one. Okay. Now, if this book 11, what is it? If this book 11 return from this one, if that is faculty, means k, if the faculty is returning the book, then we will do this much of processing, and if that is student, then we are going to do this much processing, right? So what is it? We are selecting the book ID into this BID. So we are calculating, we are generating data for so that we can enter into the return type. This BID will get from book issue, where book issue ID is equals to this one, faculty ID, as we have written the faculty ID. Now we are selecting the borrower ID into the BOID from LMS book issue, where book ID is equals to same. Okay. Now we are calculating the fine. So select 10 multiplied by 2 number and 2 date, sys date, we have converted MMDDY by minus to date borrowed to date MMDDYY into fine from book issue ID, where this fine, just a minute, where book issue ID is equals to this. So whenever a book issue ID is faculty for that faculty, then we are calculating the amount. And now that fine value is allocated to our due fine faculty, this text field, right? And next we are inserting into book return status. Now we are updating the things, update book detail, and we are setting the current copies, okay? And we are adding into it, right? Because whenever a book is returned by somebody, that should be added into this total stock. So we are adding like this. And the last thing that we required is we are updating the book issue, and we are setting the book status is equals to 0. So whenever you return the book, so your ID will be removed from this list. If the student is returning some book, let's say for example 129, if you click on this submit, then that name will not be appear over here, because we have set that it should be return status should be 1. But here I'm just setting the return status to 0. Absolutely same coding for student as well. We are selecting a book ID, then borrower ID, then we are calculating the fine, we are assigning the fine to the students, then we are inserting into the database the whatever the value we have get by this calculations, and then we are updating the number of copies +1, and we are setting the return status to 0. So these are the calculation which we need to do. So it's been done now, and we are able to run our program. So let's say for example, if I return every book, then submit, then submit, then submit, okay. And if you're talking about faculty, then, and if we go here, right, book issue, we won't see anything over here, okay. It will be updated automatically. Now let's say for example this 162, and here if I select this 162, okay, so it will display the fine after I calculate this submit button. But before that, let me show you this. Currently we have a fine, total fine is 140, right? And if I goes to submit book, let me check again that the ID is 162, adds a faculty, and if I submit, then the fine is 40 rupees. See that. And now let's go and check into the home page. Your fine should be increased. Now it's 180, right? So this will be automatically increased, okay. So this is the entire application, and we have just left with the first page, this one, and we are going to cover in this upcoming video, and that might be our last video in this series. So that again I'm repeating that if somebody required this code, just drop your email ID in the comment section, and I'll mail you the entire code which have used in this application, and also try to build certain applications so that you can help the others, okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly share and subscribe this channel so that we can continue with the more videos. Thank you so much. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Oratrix. And today I think this will be the last video in this series of application development of library management system. And in the last video we have completed till this submit book, and the last topic is remaining as this one, how to create this home screen, right? So before I explain this one, I would like to give some credit to the creator, because we have to follow this. So I have been on this particular video, and he explained everything about, and whatever the codes are there, we have I have taken the code as the he shared this on the portal. And whatever the content he has shown over here. Okay, so I have made certain changes to it, and the code was whatever used on this in this video is a demo code like this one, like is a short order and users is fixed. These values are fixed, so I have made certain changes into this, right? So let me show you that what kind of change I've done in this code. So it's better to give some credit to the owner or the creator of this code. So I have taken this code from this. So if somebody wants a code, so you can go to this URL also, right? Oracle Apex tutorial. That is how to create a cool dashboard in Oracle Apex. So now let us understand that how to create this one. So now as far as these icons are concerned, okay, you can get this icon. Let me show you the website of it. Just go to this URL, this one, okay, and you will get a number of icons, okay. So whatever the icon you choose it, so you can set it as per your requirement of your or it might be your requirement of an application. So on the basis of that you can set this. So let us understand how to create this classic a dashboard. So we'll go to this page. So as to create this one we required this template, so a box is there and one image is there, some text is there, and some calculations are there. And if you click on this, you can move to this number of or some pages also. So let me show you. Before going to that, we need to go to this shared component, and in which we have to create one template. As I've done this new dashboard, okay. So in which, and that is type a report. So you can go like this from here. Just click on here. Let me show you that how to create this. So just create report, okay, this one, and from scratch it might be. So let me name it. Just give the name like anything dashboard or whatever dashboard, and template class you can select the custom one, okay, and then you are going to select a named column. After that, just click on create. It will be created. Then we have to add the code. So this is going to be the code for this particular environment. So there is a container class. Then I have made certain changes as per my requirement, right? There is a title, data, and more information, okay, and other things as it is. So just now go to this page. Now on the home page, the here you need to add some code, some this one in the inline, right? So the CSS is there, and it's given that particular video which I have shown you in the beginning. You can go there also, or you can just drop your email ID on this channel. I'll under this video I'll share these every code with you, okay, or you can go to that particular YouTube channel or video also. Just click OK. I have made certain changes in this one also. And now next is just right click on it and create a region. So as I've done this region created, I have created one region and setting some attributes. So there is a library management system LMS like this dashboard. Then this one, and I have set a one dashboard, one region, and I've created one classic report, right? Let me show you. So this is ultimately a kind of report, and in which everything is on the basis of query, how your data has been displayed, right? So we will start with this only. See, I've selected an order for one. So if you have said that one, then it will display it as a first one, okay. Then I'm selecting total student as title, so title will be displayed over here. Then I'm firing a query because I'm count student ID and display that as a data. So this is a count of student ID. Then this one, okay, let's say for example if this icon, so you can take this icon fa underscore users from here. Okay, so from here you can get your fa underscore users, so that it can be, you can set the environment of this, and we call this as a icon class. We are selecting the dark blue color. Okay, and this is the link. Whenever somebody is clicking on it, so it will be redirected to the concern page. So this is for that, and we are selecting this data from our library student details. Okay, so if you go with this, the only first this one will be displayed, right? Same thing I have done, but adding union all. Okay, next order is second. Now I want to calculate the total faculties. So total faculty would be my title, like as this one. Let me just, okay, fine. And then I'm counting the staff ID and consider that as a data. So here what I'm getting, there is a faculty data staff ID. I'm selecting this FA University so that it can be look like this. I'm selected a red color and then this link, so that whenever the user is click on this, it can be migrated to a particular create faculty page, right? Same as that, I have go with the third. I've set this, then with the fourth, then with the fifth, and sixth, and seven, and eight. So ultimately, I've set almost eight widgets like this, so that on the basis of this architecture which you have defined, okay. So on the basis of that, you are receiving the data. So just on the basis of this templates, so this one. So here you have defined this title. So your title is this one, then your data is this one, and your more info link is this one, right? So we are about to end this series of videos. So hope you like this series, because whatever we have learned in this is how to demonstrate or how to create a simple application in Oracle Apex. And if you have any specific requirement that you need to learn or something, then just post it on this particular channel, so that I can create some videos on that. Okay, so kindly subscribe and share this video so that other can learn easily, and this one of the fantastic technology. So hope to see you in next video, eventually with the new video series. Thank you so much.